Well, hello everyone. I come to you today with a mea culpa. And what's really bothering me about it is that this hurt a couple of people that I really care about. Referring to Cody and Satori. Now, we're all aware of the controversy that they've had to deal with since they made a video with Kobe and Sam. The questioning of their methods, discrediting them, saying that they're faking it and conning it and they're frauds and all the rest of it. One of the latest segments of this is a video that I had put on a show that Andrea Perrin did that I appeared on in defense of them. And that was a tough day because we were moving and I got in late and I was very rushed through it. But it's not an excuse because I really screwed this up and I have to take full responsibility for it. What I did basically was a horrible job of video editing. And typically what I do is when we put videos on dead air, we will take the audio, isolate it, amplify it, and overlay it back on the clip. And the reason we do this is to make the listening experience a little bit better for our audience. Because I understand that not everyone has headphones, or maybe you're listening to this on a cell phone, a television, a computer screen. So we amplify it to just, as I said, make your listening experience a little bit better. But I never get rid of the raw files. I always keep those. And when all this came to pass about him nodding yes to the response before it happened, I had to go back because I was present in the room, and that is not the way we remember it. So when I went back, excuse me, phone's just ringing here. So when I went back, I looked at this because I wanted to determine what was happening here, and I found something that's really interesting. So today I am going to fall on my sword because what was presented on Andrea's show was a really bad representation of what actually happened that day. And I'd like to show you a clip right now to give you an example of how badly synced up the audio was to the video. In the first clip you're going to see, this is just a conversation that we're having, and you're going to see Cody's mouth move and nothing come out until maybe a second or more later. And the entire video was like this. So first take a look at this.
K, L, M, A, B, C, D, E.
Me? Ken
Thinking about me.
Who is this? Is this someone we talked to before? No.
So, as you can see, that is the totally unedited version of what I submitted to Andrea Perrin's show on this. And paying close attention, you can obviously see that the audio is horribly synced up. Now, this is directly from the show. This is what everyone who watched it that night saw. And I feel terrible about it because typically I'm pretty sharp on these type of things, but this one really got away from me. And it caused people to comment and maybe see something that wasn't there. So what I'd like to do now is play for you another segment from Andrea's show where you will see at the end Cody does turn and nod yes in response to a single tap on the floor, which is, you know, their method of getting a yes or a no response, one or two knocks. And it certainly does look like he responds before the knock does. But please bear in mind that the audio is lagging behind. But here is that clip right now.
Words.
Who am I talking to right now? Is this Sarah?
No? Louise.
Louise.
Is this Louise?
Yeah.
Louise, I was thinking, I didn't mention your name because I was going to ask about your Sarah's sister, and I was talking about you. So thank you for being here.
She read your mind? How's that possible?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so I know, Louise, when you passed away,
His soul said it.
were you 16 years old? Were you 19 years old?
19.
Okay. All right, so as you can see, bearing in mind that the audio is not synced up correctly, Cody is the only one facing the camera. On this particular shot, you hear my voice. I'm off camera. Satori is obviously has her back to the camera. And Cody's the only one you can see his face. My phone is pinging off the hook here. Excuse me for that. And even in that clip, you can see that his lips are moving, nothing's coming out, and then you hear his voice a little bit later, a second or maybe more later. It looks like a really horribly dubbed Japanese horror movie into English, but, you know, jokes aside, this has been a tough one to deal with because my own ineptitude and bad editing forced a lot of people to make a lot of conclusions about this, and we've heard the comments, aha, now we have them, and so let me do this before my closing thoughts. I am going to play the actual unedited, unamplified, original footage of what happened, and you're going to see a remarkable difference here. And then I'll be back with a few thoughts after that. Who am I talking to right now? Is this Sarah?
No? Louise.
Louise.
Is this Louise?
Yeah.
Louise, I was thinking, I didn't mention your name because I was going to ask about your Sarah's sister, and I was talking about you. So thank you for being here.
She read your mind? How's that possible?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so I know, Louise, when you passed away,
His soul said it.
were you 16 years old? Were you 19 years old?
19.
Okay. So, Cody did not turn to me with an anticipated answer a second or two before the knock actually came. So again, bad editing, and I'm not necessarily going to hold people responsible for commenting on something that was obviously led some doubt into what they were seeing. But here's my only problem with it. If you're going to delve into the nuances of something to the point where you're noticing a head turn or someone nodding, you know, a second before, you know, the actual response comes in, I would think if you watch the whole clip that you're nuanced enough to notice that lips moving and words aren't being synced up. And I'm hoping because it's an oversight and not because it's what you want to see as opposed to what you don't want to see. Because obviously there's a narrative at work here right now. So I guess what the message is first of all, my sincere apologies, mainly to Cody and Satori, because I'm the last person in the world that would bring them any more aggravation when it comes to this stuff. And I have apologized to them personally. I want to do it publicly. Secondly, pay better attention to what I'm doing. Take a breath, not be rushed through things. And if I'm not going to do it correctly, don't do it at all. So that's on me. Lastly, to just, if you're going to criticize, no one, and we've said this a myriad of times, is upset if someone says, I don't believe in it. Even if you say that it's faked, we all know better as people who have tested, experimented, and been in the room with them, things that no one's seen us do. And I have no great desire to open up, all my archives with private cases and things like that they've been on and expose anybody's identity that we're keeping private, because that's what we do. But just go into it with as open a mind as possible. And it's okay not to believe. It's okay to criticize. No one has taken anyone to task for that. Where it crosses a line and people start to bully or question, people's integrity, and they're out taking advantage of grieving people, and that's a line too far. And I know that a lot of people want to jump on this right now. And I don't expect it to all go away. And that's all well and good. That's fine. But in this particular case, please understand that it was my own mistake that caused this latest rash of criticism to come. And with that, I am deeply sorry to both of them for, not taking care of my business. So I hope this clears up some of that, and look forward to seeing you this Sunday, where Cody and Story will be joining us along with the godfather of the paranormal, our friend John Zaffis. Should be an interesting show. So beyond that, happy holidays to everyone. Have a great day, please.